Hooty hoo, everybody. Welcome to the third day of virtual open house. It is truly a pleasure to have you guys tuning in with us. We really appreciate you. You could be doing anything else on a Wednesday afternoon, but you decided to tune in to see what we had to say, to learn from the various academic colleges, so we really appreciate that. My name is Kiani Greer. I'm an admissions counselor here at Kennesaw State University, and I'm also tabbed with representing a lot of our STEM programs down at the Marietta campus. I love the Marietta campus so much. That's where my office is. It's a pleasure to serve the community and the students down there. I serve the university at large, but I think everybody has their own little specialty and their own little niche. So, but first, you guys are probably, you're sitting down and you're feeding on this content. We want you to be extremely comfortable. So if you're on the laptop, plug up that HDMI cord, throw it on the big screen. If you got a smart TV, fire it up, turn that YouTube app on, or turn on that Facebook Live and put it up big so that way you can sit back, relax, and enjoy what we have to say. And so that way you guys can just focus and enjoy the content. So as we're kind of rolling through this virtual open house, you guys have kind of realized, if you've tuned in the last couple of days, we've had some great academic colleges and some great offices here on campus give you guys some phenomenal information about what it means to be a Kennesaw State OWL and all the available resources that are available to you, so that way you can thrive here at KSU. And we're gonna have another one of those great departments here. I'll introduce them in just a second, but I wanted to talk about our raffle that we've had going on for these last couple days. So we got this sweet bag full of stuff. And the way it works is that if you're interacting with this Facebook Live, or if you're interacting with this YouTube session, if you signed up, you have a shot at winning this bag. Now, I don't know what's in this bag, but it's heavy and it's got some good stuff in it. Once again, I can't see in the bag, but I know it's good stuff, because we wouldn't give you a bag full of whack stuff. So interact with us. When you get a shot to win this bag, and it's free. My motto in life is, if it's for free, it's for me. So I think you should take some time and get in on this. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce our guests today. They're from the College of Architecture and Construction Management that's housed down at Marietta campus, like I mentioned. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. First, we have Dr. Soleimani, and we also have Dr. Abaza. I'm gonna let them talk a little bit about themselves before we get into the rest of this deal.
Absolutely. Thanks for the introduction. I just want to say hi to everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Hope everybody's doing well during this strange time as we are all navigating through. I'm R.A. Soleimani, Assistant Professor from Department of Architecture. I've been with Kennesaw State University since 2016. I have a doctoral degree in architectural robotics. From Clemson University, I've been doing research, teaching, designing in different parts of the world. Today I'm here to show you a glimpse of an architectural journey through the architecture program at Kennesaw State University.
Phenomenal. Dr. Abaza?
Thank you so much. I am Dr. Hussein Abaza. I'm a professor at the Construction Management Department, and I was a contractor, I was an architect, and now I have been teaching at Kennesaw State University for 12 years. 3 of my kids graduated from Kennesaw State University, so I believe in Kennesaw. So
that's awesome. And it's awesome to hear that you have children that have graduated from the university. I think anybody that's gotten a degree from Kennesaw State has that feeling of, I believe in this university. I felt that, when I stepped on campus back in 2014, when dinosaurs walked the earth. I'm kidding, I'm not that old. But you just feel this sense of community. You feel drawn and pulled in, and you feel so comfortable with the professors. Obviously you guys teach. I'm pretty sure your students can share that same sentiment. I felt so comfortable every time I walked into class, and I feel like I could talk to my professors about anything, but also I knew they were gonna challenge me. And that was a really important component to what I had going on as a student. So we're gonna get into your guys' content in just a second. But one thing that I did want to say about these two gentlemen right here is, they're very well distinguished. Between all of us up here, there are 7 degrees, and I only hold one of them. So they've definitely put in a lot of work in their field. So it's a pleasure to have them here with us today. So without further ado, I'm gonna let them get into their segment.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much. I would like to actually start from that community. That's something we value in our department a lot. Once architecture department, once students graduate and start actually taking classes, they start making relationships, and they develop close relationship with their peers, with the faculty, and they become part of architecture community and Kennesaw community at larger scale. And I think that's really important thing that you pointed out. I kind of introduce myself. What I teach at Kennesaw State University, I teach environmental systems, environmental technologies within the program, talking about different technologies, how they can be integrated to buildings, make them like efficient, optimized, and functioning very well. And also I teach some classes on computational design, so how we can program buildings to be reconfigurable. The components can move around, that they can adapt to different climatic changes. So today I would like to tell you why architecture program at Kennesaw State University is the best program in the university and is the best architecture program in the region.
Bold claims.
Just bear with me. That's why I'm here. There are a lot of things that I would like to share with you. First of all, at the architecture department, we do ARC. From the beginning of the semester, students, they know that. We do ARC all the time. If you want to study, if you want to party, if you want to play music, whatever you want to do, we do ARC. So this is our mascot after going out, of course. So do ARC, that's our word. We all the time do ARC. We meet tight deadlines, we work hard together within our family, and we do ARC all the time. And you can see where that do ARC comes from, Department of Architecture. One of the things about architectural education, here I would like to share like a personal story with you. Before starting architecture myself, I'm originally from Iran. When I got interested, actually I was painting for a long time, for 7 years. And then when I was planning to choose a discipline, a degree to go to study, on the other side of me, I was really passionate about math. I was top student in math classes. So I had this kind of dichotomy, like where should I go? And my father one day suggested me, have you ever studied about architecture? And I started doing a lot of research. That was when I figured out architecture is about combination of art, science, problem solving. Wow. It contributes to both, it requires actually both sides of your brain. Some people are left-brained, right-brained, but you will see the skills that you require for architecture to be successful requires like all these skills to be developed to function harmoniously. So I'm going to walk you through key skills as we need to be successful in architecture. One of them obviously is about creativity. We need to be creative in architecture, and you will be taking a lot of classes to develop your skills in these areas. Ingenuity, you need to be innovative, and also collaboration. It's very important. Once you graduate, you go to firms practicing architecture, you will be working with a lot of people, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers. So this is the key skill has to be developed in our students. And a lot of courses, the way that we design the curriculum, they have a lot of projects that you have to collaborate with your peers, colleagues, with your professors to be successful. And lastly, about problem solvings. You will see at different stages you are given problem to solve it. So now you can start mapping out, connecting these skills to both sides of your brain. Some of them goes towards right, some of them go towards left. And our program is structured in a way to train world-class architects the way that they can use all these skills to be successful architects. Talking about creativity, problem solving, ingenuity, and collaboration, these are big skills. And to target those, we have broken down these into our curriculum. So I would like to show you how, like the big picture of our curriculum, how it's structured. In architecture program, you will learn about materiality. What are different materials used to build buildings, cities, furniture at different scales? What about like the technologies, current technologies? What about like futuristic technologies? They can be integrated to the built environment. And talking about like even bigger intentions like sustainability. So we live on a planet, and how can we design a way that we can positively contribute to our planet?
Right.
And then we go to other layers of the curriculum. Of course, we can't be a successful designer without knowing past. What has been done in past? What are some successful examples of architecture in past? So you will be taking theory classes, culture classes, learning about history, learning about philosophy, and this makes like a really strong foundation for your education, for your design and your practicing. Also, in other sides of the curriculum, you will learn about different media and technologies, how to design, how to draw. We will start from very, very basic. How to draw a single line, very simple line connecting 2 points. And then we will introduce very advanced softwares. Probably you are digital born these days, you know how to use maybe, I don't know, Rhino, Revit. So we start off of those software, but we'll introduce very advanced software for even scripting, how that line can become very complex once you write the code for that. How to present the buildings. Buildings are complex systems. How can we design them? How can we draw them? And how can we present them? One of the questions we always get, okay, what happens when I graduate? What should I look for? Obviously, there is path to become licensed architect. You can become a licensed architect. But one of the things about architecture program at Kansas State University, we train our students and we nurture their skills in a way. Once you graduate, we will broaden your prospect, your opportunities. We have, of course, a lot of students graduate, go to firms and design. We have, at the same time, some students will go to different areas that are design related. For example, construction management, for example, web design, graphic design. We have a lot of students, we go to a film industry. I know all of you have been playing like a lot of computer games. Have you ever thought who designs those games? There is architecture behind it, there is city, there is story behind it. So we have students, so we have a lot of opportunities once you graduate and you can apply for jobs. In addition to become like a practicing architect. And some students will also go to grad school. Some students become educator, become teacher. So we have been seeing a lot of varieties of that among our graduates. Okay, why do ARC? Why do ARC is important? I told you it's the best program in the region. Architecture program at Kansas State University is the only Bachelor of Architecture, professional Bachelor of Architecture program in the region. To become licensed architect, you have to graduate from a NAB accredited program. Our program is a NAB accredited program, the only 5-year program, which means that if you take this program completed, you do the check mark for your education. Other schools might be professional program. You have to do another master program for 2 years. But our program is a fast track to become a licensed architect. So we are accredited and we have NAB Accreditation, which stands for National Architectural Accrediting Board. Last time we received accreditation was 2014. We received 8 years of accreditation. So we are going again for another review in 2020. We are in a great shape. We have been collecting student work and we're ready to go for the next round.
Phenomenal.
Okay, what is our mission? Our mission in architecture department is to advance interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach in the program, to nurture creativity in students by looking at technological aspects, theoretical aspects, scientific aspects, and approaches to nurture the design process. This is our big mission. And I kind of targeted different parts of the curriculum, what you will be taking, from cultures, from environmental systems, from softwares for representations, making buildings, structures. And these are some key categories that you will be learning about it in, like gradually within the curriculum, ranging from theory to art to technology and to science. You see, at some point we get very artistic. At some point, we get very scientific and with technological aspects. So we get we have the best of both worlds, and you require that to be successful in architecture program. We train world-class architect because we have this 5-year program. It's very well designed, the curriculum. Once you graduate, this is one of the comments we hear from a lot of firms, architecture firms, in our region that say, your student graduating, coming to a job market, they're ready to start from next day. And that's because the program is professionally designed to prepare you to be ready to go to the job market right after that. That's one of the things. And within the program, we have a lot of project-based learning, which means that you're not just reading the books. You have to make them. You have to build them and learn through making. That's one of the advantages of our methodology to integrate to our curriculum. One of the other things makes the Department of Architecture at Kansas State University unique. It's because of our faculty. We have faculty from almost everywhere around the world. We have faculty from Italy, we have faculty from Turkey, we have faculty from Iran, Pakistan, Philippines, all around the world. In architecture, it's important to expose yourself to different cultures, to different lifestyles, and learn from those and integrate those into your designs. So this is the list of the faculty that you will be taking classes with them. Our program was ranked number 13 last year among top colleges, top architecture programs, because of the ROI, the money that you invest at the beginning as compared to your average salary after you graduate. That's another factor that makes our program very competitive nationwide. We have a lot of scholarship for our students. In addition to the scholarship within the Kansas community, within the department, we have a lot of scholarship for students to be successful. As you will be going to second year, third year, once the program, you will be taking more specialized classes. We have a lot of scholarship for students to focus on their studies, but they can apply for them, so they are available then. They're ranging from travel scholarship, study scholarship, so these are some of them that you can see on the screen. Okay, this is very important. This is another key feature why do ARC. We are resourceful in the Department of Architecture. We have a lot of facilities and they're unique. Our wood shop, we have highly trained people and they're educated to help with students to fabricate their projects. So these are some screenshots of our wood shop that you can see. We have CNC machines, 3-axis, 5-axis, 5-axis CNC machine, which is one of a few in North America, entire North America.
Exclusive.
Yes, and also we have plotters and printers for students. They can print for free. I mean, that's a unique opportunity. We have material library where students can go and touch different materials. And they can see, oh, that's the right material for this building, for this design, for example. Mm-hmm. And we also have a lot of like kind of active learning settings for students, not only chalk talk way of teaching, it's about collaborative learning. You can see the picture at the bottom. So we have a lot of resources in the department. I wish I could talk about it like all day. But you're welcome to visit the department college. I'm happy to tour you in a socially distant way. Another unique thing about our program is study abroad. In architecture, as I mentioned, it's really important to expose yourself to different cultures, learn about different architecture, different countries. We have study abroad program. We have one study abroad is ArchiTour every year. Professor Seriovan takes students to one city in the United States, and they will visit the architecture, the urban context. They will see the cultures, taking pictures, and getting to know about different architectures around the country. Also, we have program over summers. Students can take classes abroad. For example, this summer we have a program, it's in Europe, it's between France, Netherlands, so students will take classes over a summer other countries. I mean, isn't that beautiful that you can take classes and learn about their architecture, and then you come back, you can apply that to your education.
It definitely broadens the scope of what a student can learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have seen one student, they come back in terms of mindset, in terms of the way they think about design. They have like, you can see the effect of that. And this is like the important thing about architecture, traveling, learning about different cultures. And this is very important for architecture students. Okay, this is we're getting there. One important thing that I have to also talk about it in a few seconds. We have a design workshop for our newcomers. A 3-week design workshop happens before school starts in fall semesters. There are a lot of advantages to that program. I've been teaching that workshop for some years. Students don't know about architecture. I would give you an example about myself. When I was a student, first year I did architecture, I was like, you remember I told you the story of the math and painting. I was like, God, what did I sign up for? I'm lost, I'm confused. And honestly, this program gives you like the big picture about the whole curriculum, about your architectural journey, what classes you will be taking. There is like a short design activity. There are some lecture classes. It will tell you what are the classes that you will be taking. That gives you like a broad perspective of the whole program. And you will be designing like a small scale building, and you will be taking classes, how to use the tools to draw, how to use some software, and also more important than that is you learn and you get to know about your peers who are going to be your friends. So this is something happens before coming to the program that gives you like that kind of heads up and like the perspective about the project.
To comment on that real fast.
Sure.
So if you're coming into the architecture program, don't feel like you're losing any portion of your summer because you're taking that workshop, because it's going to blow your mind and really set you up for success along the way within the program. So it's in terms, if you're talking ROI, you know, taking that time to out of what you feel like, oh man, it's my last summer before college, you know, it pays off. It pays huge dividends.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. It's not you're wasting your summer. I told you, in architecture program, we do ARC. We do party, we do ARC. We study, we do ARC. So even during summer, those 3 weeks, it's very enjoyable for the students. Get to know your friends. Get to know about the building, facilities. What is architecture about? I really missed that during my education when I was doing my undergrad years back. But I think it's very important in our program, so that gives you some perspective about the project. And these are some of, out of a lot of things that I want to talk about, what makes architecture program at Kansas State University very competitive. So let's design your future. Let's do ARC. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Dr. Soleimani. And you know, just to I couldn't say it any better. You know, it's one of the best programs in the country, and it truly is. If you're talking ROI, if you're talking about just overall experience, you know, you're not going to find one like that in the Southeast. I think you'd have a really great time. You know, keep an eye on the admissions requirements for the architecture program. You can catch all those on our admissions websites. Dr. Abaza is going to get going with us for construction management in just a second. But if you guys have questions throughout this entire deal, if you feel like, man, like I have a specific question, we have representatives from the College of Architecture and Construction Management in those chats for Facebook and YouTube. So that way, if you have a specific question that you really want to know, a little bit of nitty gritty, or just a general question, go ahead and type that in the chat, and they'll be able to go ahead and answer that for you guys. So Dr. Abaza, you want to go ahead?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Arash, for this very exciting presentation. In fact, we are your other half at the college. So what you design, we build. So basically, our students, construction management, they take some courses also in architecture. Architecture students take some courses in construction management. Construction management is, you can say, like half engineering architecture, or 2/3 engineering architecture, 1/3 business and management.
Okay.
So they learn structure, they learn engineering. And the most important thing about construction management is you have to be smart, you have to be critical thinker, and you have to be responsible. And then you can make this huge amount of money. Our students,
That's what it's all about.
yes, great responsibilities. Like you will get like this design, and you estimate it. This is like $20 million. Give me $20 million. Give me 6 months. I will build it. So if you make any mistake, it's from your money.
Right.
If you are late, you will be penalized because you did not finish on time. Time is very, very expensive. So that is the reason why if you want to come to construction management, you have to have these qualities to be. Then the sky is the limit. You can become like a project manager, you can become superintendent, you can become a quality control. Our students, most of our students, the demand is huge now in construction management. Most of our senior students already booked for jobs. All of them, either like part-time or full-time employed.
Right.
So you don't have to think about like what is my future will be.
Yeah.
Your future is really bright.
And that's always a big deal for students. They're like, when am I going to get this job? I'm a little uneasy, but if you're landing where you guys are at, it's almost non-existent.
Exactly. You are absolutely right. And also, you think like this is a job for men, like construction, dirty. No, women are doing as well, if not better than men. So yes, if you want construction management, if you are a girl, construction management is for you. Just be smart, just be serious. So faculty, if you look at our faculty, 1, 2, 3, almost half of them are girls. So they were in the construction field before they come. Everybody has to have like great experience in construction. I can show you like half of them are engineers, or more than half engineers, half architects, PhD in architecture or PhD in construction management or PhD in engineering, civil engineering, structural engineering, because this is what we teach. We have a bachelor degree in construction management, mainly 4 years. We try to plan everyone to finish in 4 years. Then you can start working full-time. You can also work full-time. Most of our classes, by the way, are in the evening.
Okay.
So we start around like 12. Classes continue all the way at 10 o'clock. Why? Because our students work. So they come dirty from the job site. They come learn. They go back to the work. So they learn what they do. They do what they learn. So it is hands-on. All our courses are hands-on, practical, exciting. We have like also unconventional students, we call them. Basically, they graduated from high school. They went to work anywhere like 3, 10 years, 5 years. We have students 65 years old.
Right.
We have students 18 years, 16 years old. So a very mixture. They are looking forward to become like professionals. We have a master's program also. It is not necessary to start your job with a master's degree. Bachelor degree is excellent. We have also certificate if you want. If you have like another major, you want to get like a certificate in construction management, you can. Accreditation, we just finished the accreditation just a few weeks ago from the ACCE. So we are one of the largest programs in the Southeast. Our mission says like we want to be the top in all of this.
Right.
Which is true. Why? Because we have a mixture of all courses, and we have one of the largest programs. We have almost like 700 students.
Wow.
Yes, one of the largest. And that is the reason why we can offer many concentrations. Like you can have general concentration, which is most of our students go to general construction, buildings, schools, libraries, land development if you want to become like a developer, subdivision, make subdivision, specialty, mechanical, electrical, plumbing contractors, you can. Heavy civil, construction, roads, highways, bridges, facility management. If you want to stay in one place all the time, you have family, you don't want to travel, facilities management, then you stay in the same facility. Residential, we just opened the residential recently and we get like big grant to start the residential. Most of our students go for general concentration. Scholarships, I mean, we have the most scholarships or one of the most scholarships in the whole program, on the whole university. And I think it is obvious because our clients are the contractors.
Right.
So they have a lot of money. They put a lot of money to attract our students. They come for recruitment. So scholarships for them is like a recruiting tool.
Yeah, a little bit of ROI for them as well, investing that money into the program, but also seeing those eventual students come back to support their companies.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Our department might be the richest department in the, or one of the richest department at the university. We get a lot of donations, fundraising in hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. Whatever we want, we get. For the students, of course, like equipment. So we have a lot of organizations also. Same thing, students go for competitions with these organizations. They donate money for our students to go. We go and we win. So
who doesn't like to win?
The most important. For example, last year I was with the students at Las Vegas. We went for the NICA competition. I was the coach for them. So we had fun there. We have a lot of things and a lot of connections. Students get connected with companies. You are talking about hundreds of companies come to these conventions. Student competitions are one of them or part of them. Yeah, my presentation is short. It's just because construction management, you know, we always think about time and money. We are ready to go to the field. So any questions is more than welcome.
Right, we appreciate that. Thank you so much, Dr. Abaza. That's just to even comment, just kind of about the range of concentrations that the students can get involved in. You know, I see those students that walk into the Marietta campus that haven't been in, you know, they haven't been in school. They just graduated high school, went straight into the field, and now they're looking to get involved in either one of those certificates or one of those concentrations that's in the program, and you're able to go, man, this is definitely worth it in terms of, you know, the time. Because at that point, you know, you've been out of school for a long time, and you feel like, man, like, I don't know if school's for me. But then, you know, when they find out what they're going to get into, you know, it makes the investment so much easier for them because they know it's going to be extensive. So at this point, we're going to get into some questions. I'm pretty sure at this point you guys have dropped a lot of questions in the chat, got the juices flowing. So we'll get going with that.
Awesome. So this question is going to be geared toward, well, both of y'all could really answer, is how can students get an internship or job through construction management and architecture just separately? Yeah.
Okay. If you want, I can start. The market is very, very flourishing for construction management. Our students, when they are fourth year, they already have a job. So when they come for recruiting companies, they will come and bring pizzas and they do all these kind of things, cook out, just to attract our students. I can tell you, like graduate or fourth year students, at least they have like 1 or 2 or 3 offers before they graduate. So basically companies come to attract them, to recruit them. Our students do not go and apply for jobs. People come to recruit them. And also we have like really, really good products in our department. We have the best students, we have the most smartest students. most serious students. And the most important thing, we are in Metro Atlanta, so construction is everywhere.
Indeed.
So they need our students here.
Right, like we are hand by hand, like architecture, construction, management. So we have a lot of events. I think at some parts we have career fair and we have events that at certain years for students that companies coming to the school and they have representative and students go and interview. They have their resumes, they present themselves, and actually that is becoming because they are very competitive in the market. Our graduate students, both departments, that's one of the actual issues that we have to tell them. Oh, okay, let's do the internship over the summer. That shouldn't interfere with your studies. But that was a good point. From third year, fourth year, they all have a job. They already have a job. That's one of the things happens. And the other side is that the programs and the projects, a lot of projects make students to go to the construction site, to the firms for the project to complete. And students, like foundationally, they develop relationships with the firms. And this becomes like another source of finding job opportunities. I think our whole college is doing a great job in terms of providing this support for our students.
I have one other question for the time being for both of y'all. What do class sizes look like within each department?
I can take
You
on
can-
that,
you can
Professor.
start.
Sure. In architecture, we have different types of classes. There's one core class which is called Studio. It's 5 credit hours. It's a huge class. So all other lecture classes, they contribute to the design studio. So that's where students apply what they learn about software, structure, systems to the building. So that 5-hour class, it's like a studio, it's work environment. We have like around from like 12 to 18 to 20 students in the studio, and they have their own designated space, like storage space, and they work. That's where they can work collaboratively, and also working on their projects. Within the classroom, we also have different ranges. Classes we teach from like 25 students to 30, 40 students. They are very common, and but again, depends on what type of classes. Some of them are media-based, teaching computer software. We have larger numbers. Some of them are lecture-based. We have like average numbers. Some of them are lecture and lab-based. We have like around 25 students in the class, and the studios we usually set the limit to 18 because that's a lot. 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there are student studio from 2 to 6, base 2:30 to 6, and that's a lot of time. And that's when they get practical. They apply all the courses that they learn.
Yeah, same thing with construction management. In fact, we have maybe like one classroom and around like 8 computer labs and material lab. So it's not, this is like hands-on experience. So it is more than you have to learn things, you have to explore things. You sit in front of the computer, the teacher will come and discuss with you, with your peers, with your friends. So it is not like in our department, it's not like classroom, you learn things, you explore things, you work together. That's the reason why our classrooms are also like, or our labs does not hold like too many students. So.
Right, makes room for that application-based learning versus just read and regurgitate the information back to me for this test, but apply it to the technology that you're going to be using in the field.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. It is everything is application, exploration, innovation, these kind of things.
Right.
You don't have to memorize anything.
Gotcha.
Google will memorize for you.
Got another question.
All right. So I know we briefly mentioned study abroad. So at the top of your heads for either construction management or architecture, can you name any places around the world that some of our students went to for either of these programs?
Sure. We have one long-lasting program in Germany with Dessau. So we have program students take classes in Germany over the summer, and that's kind of like third year, fourth year students, and it can be vertical in the program, but they take classes over there. We have also worked in Italy, multiple China. That's where also students have taken classes. And this year, I mean, that's again goes back to one of the slides I presented. We have faculty from different parts of the world, and people from, like, we have from Italy, our professor, like one of our professors taking the charge of the study abroad for that zone. And that's, I think that's like a very fruitful way of looking at that. And that mostly happens over the summer. And in addition to that, over like the semester, fall, spring semester, each semester we have one program, which forgot the name, it's Architour. So there is one city, and there again, group of students go and visit together one city, and there would be a faculty touring them around and talking about the history of the city and buildings.
I mean, our students, we had a few trips to Spain before, but in construction management, most of our students are busy. They're already working, either part-time or full-time.
Right.
So they are busy all the time. So it's a little bit hard to find like a group of students who will dedicate their summer, not because of the school, because it's just like they get very excited. They already have like a job. They want to continue, and it has like travel anyway, because in construction, one day you are here, next day you might
Working
be in
a lot of different
Alabama.
sites.
Exactly. Third day, your project in Florida. So they travel during work.
A great deal.
All right, thanks for that, guys. So here's one that Kiani can jump in on, and our architecture. I do know admissions requirements as far as our architecture program are a little different compared to our traditional. So could you dive in a little bit on that?
Right, for sure. So on the admission side of things, I guess you could say it's a gated major to get into the architecture program. So what we're asking for from an admissions standpoint is a 2.5 academic GPA. And to give you guys a little information about how we calculate, we use your maths, your foreign languages, sciences, social sciences, and your Englishes. All that's on the USG website of how we calculate your GPA for college admittance. And then we ask for your test scores. So it can be the SAT or the ACT. So for the SAT, you do have to meet our minimums, which is a 500 in the evidence-based reading and writing, a 490 in the math. But this is the important part. The composite score for the SAT has to be at least a 1080. And then if you're taking the ACT, it's 18 in the math, 18 in the English or reading, and then a composite score of 21. So that's a little bit of what it takes to get admitted as a first-year freshman coming in to the architecture program. Now, I know you're probably asking, there's been a lot of things going on, test closings. In regards to that, keep an eye on our admissions website. If there's any updates to those requirements going forward, we will let you know for sure. But that's what's on the book right now. So if you have any future questions, you can always get in contact with us, and we'll give you everything we can.
Well, I can disagree with you. It's all right. One thing it just reminded me, I would add in terms of, in addition to the admission, once you come to the program, we have lower division and upper division within the program. First year, second year, you will be taking classes, and there's like a portfolio barrier from second year to the third year that all the students have to go. So there are certain criteria and benchmark that you have to hit those to be able to move to the next level. That's another thing makes our program very competitive. So student, that part, they have to get to a certain level to be able to move to third year.
Right. And to build off that question a little bit, what if somebody is coming from another institution, another design school? How would that transfer process go? Do they have to come with a portfolio? Do they have to pass a certain test? What does it look like for transfer students?
Really good question. Very good question. Every semester, we have group of faculty that we assess their portfolio. They turn in their portfolio, and based on our program, we assess their portfolio and see where they fit in. Is it like, for example, second year, first year, third year? And the interesting thing is that we get a student from all over the world. Right. So we had students this summer, actually a while back, we had from within the country, we had from Saudi Arabia, we had Europe students, so we get all over the world students. We had someone from Dubai, some students. So I think that's another thing that makes the program competitive and dynamic in terms of people coming from different cultures.
Right. Huge diverse population coming in.
Absolutely.
So, and then to build off that one more time, for our students that may not get in on that first shot as a freshman, but they still want to be a Kennesaw State Owl, but they still want to be a part of the architecture program, can they still find their way into the architecture program after being admitted into the university?
Just to clarify, you mean going through the second and first and second year for the portfolio assessment, or in general coming to the program?
So first, I'd say a first-year student coming out of high school, they wanted to be a part of the architecture program. They may not have gotten in either test scores, but they have been admitted into the university. Now they're taking their prerequisite classes, just basic English 1101, 1102. Can students that are in the university be admitted into the architecture program if they're following along with the
Their
requirements?
requirements, yes, absolutely. If their requirements, they're following the department's requirements, absolutely, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Sure.
That's great. Do we have another question? For sure.
Yeah, I have one for architecture. Can students minor in architecture, and if so, like what does that look like? If you can just expound on that.
Sure. We have students, a lot of students in our program, they do minors. For that, based on what minor they will do for environmental technologies, they have to take like specific number of classes, depends on what their major is. But we have a lot of students in our program, they do minors. And they they have requirements on top of my head to have to take classes. If it's in environmental technology, they have to take 2 sequences of environmental technologies. And there are certain requirements within the department. So we get a lot of students in our program that they do minor in architecture, and we have this cross connection with our neighbors in the college, construction management. They all do minor in each department. That's something we do a lot.
Yes, yes.
All right, I actually have another one for architecture. So there was a question asked, is the summer workshop required for architecture students?
Good question. I love it that so many questions comes towards architecture. No, it's not required. It's highly recommended because I have been part of that. I've taught within that workshop. I know how helpful that is, but that's not required. So it's up to you. We had 1 year, like 70% of students sign up for that workshop. 1 year less than that. 1 year all the students, but that's optional.
Gotcha.
Cool. We have another one. This is going to be more geared towards construction management. I would love to know about the concentrations of study that you have within construction management and what that looks like.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, basically, you have to take the core courses for construction, like reading blueprints, computer application and construction, scheduling, estimating, the basic things, the business courses from the College of Business. So this is the backbone to become a construction manager. Then the concentrations between 3 to 5 courses. So if you want to do, let us say, specialty, which is mechanical, electrical, plumbing, then you will take like a course in how to design mechanical system, how to price mechanical systems, plumbing, and how to do sustainability in construction, how to save energy when you build a building, how to make it more economical to run in the future. Same thing with residential. You take like from 3 to 5 courses, minimum 3, in that particular concentration. So the difference is around like 3 to 5 courses, depends on you, but 3 is minimum.
Thank you.
Awesome. To kind of build on that with the concentrations, I know that there's a couple of certificates that students can earn while they're in the program. I feel like there's, again, speaking to a little bit of the older crowd, you know, comes in and works within the construction management major. They might be coming to get that certificate for a pay bump wherever they're working. Can you just speak on a couple of those certificates and what students can earn?
Yes, certainly. In fact, our program is have a very unique feature. Our students can get like a certificate in business. Because they take too many courses in business, and we schedule our curriculum that the students can get like a certificate from the Cole School of Business at Kennesaw State University. Concentration, they can declare their concentration in the second year. So this is something unique in our department, like too many concentrations plus a business certificate.
Okay.
So
That's great. That's phenomenal. Got a question? Another question?
I do have a question. So, besides obviously taking classes, are there student clubs or organizations that our architecture students and construction management students can get involved in?
in construction management, yes, we have almost like many of them, maybe like 8 or 10 in the presentation. You might I skipped very quickly on that one. We have like NICA, we have ACCE, we have NAHB, we have mechanical contractors, electrical contractors, residential contractors, general contractors. There are like many clubs, and they sponsor the trips for our students to the competitions. They come and they do cook out all the time. They bring pizzas.
I love food.
They come with goodies like the one you have.
Right.
These goodies will not attract our students because they have tons of them already. So yes, big people will come. They will come with their trucks. They will bring tons of things. So.
And in architecture, we also have a lot of associations run by students. We have AIAS, American Institute of Architects students. That's a big chapter, and it's very active that they take students abroad, and also there are a lot of events they attend. There are a lot of local events they will do projects. We have NOMA, National Organization for Minorities also. They run lectures, so they are super active in the program. Like first day of classes, they come and introduce themselves, and they will define the source of communication with the student, and they become actually like real mentors within the program for our students. So they are very active, as like Professor Abaza mentioned.
Awesome.
Another question.
And then I know that students do like a lot of different projects, presentations. Has there been one that has just like stood out to you in your time here in both construction management and architecture? And can you just tell us a little bit about that presentation and project?
Sure, I can talk about actually my recent thesis student graduated in architecture. Once you come to the 5th year, actually your thesis starts from 4th year. You will define your topic, and 5th year you will design year-long project, fall semester and spring semester. That becomes your thesis project. And my recent student graduated last year, Aspiel Samaniego. His project was, he worked really hard, and he worked on designing reconfigurable modules applied to the building system, how they can open and close in a way that they can harness light, and for hydroponic systems in vertical farming.
Wow.
So he had a really intense project, and of course, he cultivated a lot of awards and prizes in the department. For one, his project was selected among all the thesis students in our department to attend critical mass. That's something happens yearly nationwide at UNC Charlotte. So he has presented his project, and he decided to go to grad school, and actually he's right now at Cornell University, Master of Science in Computation and Architecture, which is like a very competitive program. Only 8 students admitted to that program. So that's, we have our students, we work with them from first they come to the program to build up their skills till the way they're graduating, and we are still in touch with students. That's the community I was talking about at the beginning.
Right.
Most of our students are, I can think of a lot of students that stand out. for example, just a few months, one of our students, he graduated. I remember he graduated just before a few years, and he joined our advisory board. We have like 35 people in our advisory board. These are like CEOs, bankers, contractors. These are basically, they advise us what the industry needs, how we teach our students, what they need from our students. And at the same time, they are the main contributors to our program. And guess what? One of our students, I met him there. Oh, what are you doing here? He says, like, I am a senior project manager now.
Wow.
So the good thing about construction management is you can start small, but you can grow up so fast.
Right.
It depends on how smart you are, how dedicated you are, how serious you are, how less mistakes you make, and then the sky is limit for you.
Right. Right. That's amazing. And honestly, thank you guys for sharing about that. I think we're always interested to see where we're going to end up in the years to come after we get our degrees. And we just appreciate the work that you guys do with the students within the department. So we're actually wrapping up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this time with us today with the College of Architecture and Construction Management. If you guys have questions going forward, you can always email me, and I'll point you in the right direction to those contacts in the department, or you can check out the department website and get all that good information that you guys need. We really appreciate you guys tuning in for this session. Once again, make sure you guys interact to see if you're able to win that raffle. Keep coming with the questions in the future. Like I said, you can always contact us. So we're coming to a close, and there's a cool way we always like to close things out is with our allies.
Yeah.
Let's throw them up and a big hootie hoo. Hootie hoo. See you guys later.